Hey, this is Doug from GameShampoo, and with me is my friend.
Quickdraw Crobat, also known as Nick.
Yep.
Or is that the other way around? Sometimes I get confused.
Hey, you're the Crobat, I'm the Rose.
Sure. So, this is, as I always say at the beginning of a video of a game. Could even call it a game video, or a video game. Anyway, I've done an FTL video once before, and I'm doing one again with Doug here to sort of co-pilot and comment, and we're recording this for GameShampoo and for general YouTube. Stare at us, we're playing a game.
Yes. And we're playing a fancy version, too. I mean, I've played FTL plenty.
I've done some searching online. Because there are a few niggling things about FTL that I was dissatisfied with. Now, this was before the recent update that increased the number of ships and added a third version to each ship. And I was able to find a mod manager exclusively for FTL known as Slipstream Mod Manager. The Slipstream Mod Manager is available, has its own forums, very easy to find. That's SLIPSTREAM Mod Manager. Has its own forums with a bunch of mods on it, and it comes with a set of two basic mods. One that gives the NG a scrap advantage when you start with their ship, and one that gives a general just extra scrap at the beginning of the game, just as an aid for new players.
Yeah, now, that is useful.
I am not using either of those mods. The mods I have downloaded that I am using are in order. First off, we have Better Planets and Backgrounds. What this mod does, places all of the planet images and all of the background images with higher definition, higher fidelity, higher quality versions, and it adds a set of new ones so that you have much more varied and much more clean looking or more precise looking galaxy. The second thing I have is FTL Captain's Edition. And what Captain's Edition is it's a mod that has gone through and it's slightly tweaked the balance on all of the ships, all of the equipments, and all of the prices in the game. And it is new layers where appropriate. So, for instance, if I remember correctly, one of the major ones is the rapid fire laser cannons, where there was a really huge gap in performance between Rapid Fire Laser 1 and Rapid Fire Laser 2. So what Captain's Edition does with that is it makes the Rapid Fire Laser 2 into Rapid Fire Laser 3 and adds a Rapid Fire Laser 2 that's about midway between them. And then a bunch of little other tweaks, adjusted the names for things that are similar to be more consistent, that sort of thing.
That's a good call.
Captain and Better Planets and Backgrounds are not on their own compatible, but they have secondary patches and secondary resource packs that you can use, that you can find on the forums, on the forums as well, that make them compatible, that make them sort of cross-support each other.
Nifty.
Does 3 extra things beyond what I already said. First off, it adds a bunch of new ships and new ship types, including space stations, to the galaxy as encounters.
Okay,
these are all
some of these I'm thinking we should just go over in the game, because we're already coming up on like 5 minutes.
I'll go over things specifically when they come up, but it's important to know that it puts in space stations, new ship types, and these are all carefully balanced so that they're not going to throw the value of the game off.
That is important.
Second thing it does is that it adds events and new options for existing events, and it reactivates events that were programmed into FTL and then effectively turned off so that they wouldn't happen. And it goes through and it patches all of those up and it rebalances things and it gives you more options. The third thing that Captain's Edition does is it adjusts the way FTL works so that in earlier sectors you're going to see easier stuff to deal with, and in later sectors you're going to see some harder stuff to deal with. Because I'm sure everyone who's played FTL has had that thing where you're going through your first sector, and 3 planets in you run into something that there's no way you could have handled this yet. And it just breaks you, and that's the end of your run.
Yeah. No, hey, why don't we punch into the new game itself and nope.
One other patch, there's one last patch that I use. There's one last mod that I use regularly, and that is called Drones Plus. And it adds a bunch of drone options and a bunch of variant layers of drones. So overall, most of what I've got is make the game work more smoothly in terms of difficulty and add more content, essentially.
Yeah.
So, let's see, I've got...
Okay, yeah, I gotta be careful about what I do.
All of the Type A ships except for the Mantis Cruiser and the Slug Cruiser.
Yeah.
B, I'm also missing the Lanius, the Rock, and the Mystery.
Wow, yeah.
Lanius, the Rock, and the...
Oh, Mantis. Oh, God,
and
Mantis.
I don't have any of the Type C cruisers yet.
I've gotten a few of those. If we ever reverse this, sure, I run the vanilla game, but I've got stuff you don't have, and I'm pretty sure you've got stuff I don't have. Oh. The other one.
First has things the other hasn't got, yes.
Yes.
So, I would really like to try and beat the Flagship with a Zoltan Cruiser, just to try and get access to the Mantis ship.
Oh, man. It can be done. It can be done. But, oh, man.
It's really hard, but it can be done. So,
yeah.
Here's so there you go. Ogre Missile Battery. This is, if I remember correctly, one of the modified weapons.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, Ogre and oh, yeah, they just renamed the the beam laser. That's what it was. Ogre Missile Battery.
No, actually, the Bardiche is a particular variant. This one has an exceptionally short beam. Wait, that might be the one in the other cruiser.
Yeah.
Right. So the Pernock here has a super short beam length, so you can't hit multiple rooms with it.
Yeah.
But as you see, it's got more damage per room hit than the Bardiche does.
Yeah. Oh god.
Fire
I don't really recommend running layout B of Zoltan, because yeah, consider unless they change, or I'm getting my ships turned around. Could have sworn one of them started with less overall power or no shields. One of those.
Yes, the B starts with no shields, but
okay.
Starts with the Zoltan. When we arrive, we have extra shields, and because Captain's Edition, as you can see below that, it also enables certain diplomatic solutions. Plus,
Okay.
in the Ion Burst and the Pernac, what you do is you time your weapons fire so that you're Ion Burst and then immediately firing your beam, and that lets you basically shut off shield systems.
Nice.
Now, manage it very carefully because you start out with no shield and it costs you 100 to reach the point of having one shield.
Yeah.
It's also this little layout that gets you a human starting crew, which can be important just because Zoltan are so easily killed.
Yep. But then again, they're walking batteries, so...
Yeah, the other thing is that the Zoltan Cruiser 1 uses a missile weapon. And I chronically run out of missiles when I try to do it. Plus, this layout is just inconvenient for traveling around in.
Yeah, okay, so, yeah. Then, let's run, layout B.
Yep, normal difficulty.
Okay.
And we're running the advanced content enabled, which means that, for instance, the cloning bay instead of the healing bay is an option.
Yep.
And certain added events and material will be popping up.
Alright.
So, and we shall rename this ship the...
Yeah. Right now I'm just seeing no ether.
There
Probably
we go.
won't register for me to the... Oh, it's a slight delay on your end.
So it got us? It's
Yep.
the Zidabat. Zidabat.
Ah,
Zidabat.
Zidabat. God damn. Zizaba!
No, Doug, that's an African beetle.
And the last word in the English alphabet.
You mean dictionary?
Yes.
There are no words in the alphabet, Doug.
Yeah. ZSS Zidabat. Alright. Okay.
Yep, ship Zidabat.
Alright.
So,
We got a full tank of gas, half pack of smokes, it's night, and we're wearing sunglasses.
you're
Hit
wearing
it.
some- I can't see too well when I do that. Alright, so, our data is vital to the Federation fleet. We need supplies for the journey, and we've got to escape each sector before the Rebel fleet catches up with us.
Yes.
As a tip, fighters, bombers, and assault class ships are well-rounded and have no strengths or weaknesses. Their weapon and equipment loadout depends on their faction.
Naturally.
So here, first thing from Captain's Edition. We have nothing here at this beacon with us, which means we get the option to talk to the crew, consider spending scrap for upgrades, or just not do anything.
Huh.
We only have 10 scrap right now, so we can't afford any upgrades. So we're going to talk with the crew.
Alright.
Talking to the crew sometimes enables new events, or will get us extra scrap, or will give us a little bonus thing. It's entirely luck-based, and there's a very narrow range of results that will give us extra stuff. So we have a human crew member, but right now we're only being allowed to talk with the Zoltan crew member. So
Alright.
we'll talk to the Zoltan.
Huh.
So one of our Zoltan crew is offering to power the jump drive themselves for a few jumps, but that would save us fuel, but it would hurt the Zoltan. However, the Zoltan is going to do it anyway. So we are effectively getting free fuel because the Zoltan is providing the power for the engine.
Wow.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, that's...
First, let's look at our power. Right. So I
Sure.
like to turn the med bay, at least initially, so that we can have all our weapons ready. Since we don't like right now. The other thing I like to do is I'm gonna go look through. Okay, we've got one in the weapons bay. We've got one in the engine section, so that's providing energy there. We've got our human member piloting. Now, Zoltan are frail, and if we're relying on a Zoltan for power in the weapons bay, then that means if they need to run over here and heal, we suddenly have weapons turning off.
Well, we just lose the ion burst, thankfully.
No. Not exactly.
Okay.
Okay. For the moment, it turns off the ion burst when that happens. That's kind of important, but at least if we've been able to hit a shield with our first shot, that shouldn't be an issue. The real thing is that if we send a Zoltan over here to operate the helm, their power's not going to be going into anything.
Yeah. Oh, that's why the human's there.
Right. But I would rather have the human in the weapons bay and the Zoltan in shields or in oxygen or something.
Well,
So
for now, though...
our first new crew member is going to become our replacement pilot.
Alright.
We go spacebar so that it'll be automatically pre-paused. And let's check our star maps. The exit is over here. If we go this way, it's a very short trip. but that means less chances to turn up new stuff. So
We do want lots of chances.
We want lots of loot and events and things. So
Yeah.
I'm thinking go this way. Because that'll uncover if there's a distress beacon there. We want to know that beforehand. But
Yep.
it'll also one jump away from there, and it would be 2 jumps to get to there regardless. Here we go. We've got an enemy drone ship.
Huh.
No, a satellite turret. It's not even a drone ship. So thing with drones is that drones have no crew.
Yeah, so you can't just suffocate them, as I like to do.
But
I'm
that
evil.
also means that their only method of repair is if they have an AI installed, which will be shown by a little computer icon. Notice this thing have one.
Hold on. Pausing. Alright. Sorry about that little hiccup. But, alright. Take us into the fight, good sir.
Okay. This is an automated ship, and it has no engines because it's an auto turret, which means that it's not going to be dodging anything. We've got our Zoltan energy shield up. That'll absorb 5 shots. Kind of annoying that it's got that ion weapon. That's an ion Gatling. Yep. So it wanted badly to shut off, which it did, which doesn't really matter. So there goes our ion shot.
Yeah.
There. So now we go from there. See how short that is? It's so short it doesn't even properly show up.
Wow.
I turn it direction and it's just this little tiny blip of red.
Huh.
By doing that, actually, I'm going to do it over here. Because I want them to stop shooting us. Oh, they resisted the damage. So an ship will sometimes resist the damage. Usually that's because they have the special upgrade item that does that. Another thing about the automated ship is that if it has an AI, which I was talking about previously, then that means that any system that takes damage on that ship will automatically heal very slowly, but all of them, as though everything had a mantis repairing it constantly, essentially.
Oh, mantis repair speed.
An untrained mantis. Okay, so the AI ship is suggesting to cease hostilities because it thinks that we're just a programmed opponent. This isn't really happening. Interesting. So we have a choice. Do we the AIs surrender? Or do we kill it? Now, this is another thing that Captain's Edition gets into, is if you fight an enemy ship and it surrenders and you blow it to pieces anyway, killing the crew, your crew will react negatively, and you'll have less chance of getting beneficial events with them.
Okay.
But this is an AI, and we have no NG crew, which means that this being a robot, we can blow it to bits and none of our crew are going to actually care.
Alright then.
More scrap, more fuel, more missiles, more drone parts from winning fights.
Yeah.
So we're just going to do that.
Send it to Silicon Hell.
All shut off.
Huh.
So it can no longer do anything to us, and since it doesn't genuinely have an AI, it can't even repair itself. So we could actually sit here as long as we feel like. But I'm just going to do this.
Yeah.
So and we got 2 fuel, 1 drone part, and 13 scrap.
Huh.
So now we send our crew to fix the broken bits of our ship. We took annoyingly a lot of damage there because of that rapid fire ion burst.
Yeah, ion burst plus a Zoltan shield means no Zoltan super shield.
Yep.
Okay.
But we have enough scrap, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to invest 15 in better engines to increase our dodge rating by 50%.
Good call.
And now that everything's repaired, we send our crew back where they belong, and then we use the save crew positions thing. This is part of the 2nd edition FTL. What this does is every time I hit this, all the crew will go back where they were last time I hit that.
Nifty. Alright, well, unfortunately, I'm running out of time, so... Oh,
Yep.
This isn't a bad pause point. Alright, this is part 1. We'll see how many this goes. Alright. Well, be sure to like and subscribe to keep up to date on our FTL playthrough.
And do keep an eye out for me over here too. That's Quickdraw Crobat. You can find me on YouTube as well, mostly playing MechWarrior Online.
Yeah, I'll throw a little annotation in one of the corners. Pick a corner, it will be there. You know what? Bottom left, because our logo tends to go bottom right. Alright. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you later.
Be well.